Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about a team that I sympathize very deeply, Chelsea. So early in the season we are aware that Chelsea would go on and become a title contender. It's very obvious they have the team to do that. They have the players, the coach, the resources to be able to compete with Liverpool and Manchester City for the league title. It's fairly obvious. The point that made me think that Chelsea would go on and become the league champions was that match at Anfield when where it ended up 1-1 for Chelsea. I thought it was a very difficult game. It was very difficult to go to Anfield, got one man down, and still came away from that ground with 1 point. That was just incredible performance. I thought Chelsea could still go on and win that game even with 10 men. That's how good Chelsea were. So based on that result, I knew immediately that Chelsea would at least be in the top 3 come the end of the season. The players they just bought last summer, Lukaku, and some other top quality players that are slowly adapting to the league, like Ziyech and also Pulisic, who just came back from injuries. So I thought they really have good squad. And also don't forget the emergence of Reece James, Ben Chilwell, the two young wingbacks who seem to be scoring goals for fun from that wide position. So this is a team that was full of confidence and also full of talent. And I expect them to compete with the two heavyweights, Liverpool and City. But this is a very difficult league, a very competitive league. I mean, if we don't take the COVID situation into account, this league has already been one of the most difficult leagues. So if we throw in this COVID situation that has impacted Chelsea more than the other title contenders, it's become an even more difficult challenge for them. I actually have deep sympathy for Tuchel and Chelsea because of the amount of players they have lost through COVID situation. But at the same time, I thought this is a team that is very wealthy and has lots of players sitting in the bench, a very big squad. If there is a team that we cannot sympathize for not being able to deal with insufficient players, that's Chelsea, right? But if we compare with City and Liverpool, they are not as severely impacted like Chelsea, right? Liverpool just recently lost very quite a lot of important players like Fabinho, Thiago, and Van Dijk through COVID. I think all 3 of them got COVID, but there is also Henderson, who needs to stay out on the sidelines because of some injuries, not because of COVID. This is a very difficult situation for everybody, but I thought Chelsea still lost very big players in important positions. We know that they are lacking firepower up front. So to lose Lukaku and Werner, it compounds their pain even further, right? So I thought Chelsea are a little bit unfortunate here compared to Liverpool, who still have quality players everywhere in every position, and they still have Salah, Mane, and Jota up front. So even if they lose someone like Van Dijk is an important player, but Konate is also not bad either. So the loss is not really as big as Chelsea's. And even if the surrounding players are not as good, Salah, Mane, Jota, they can still score goals for fun. The same also goes with City. I thought they don't lose as many players to COVID, only De Bruyne. But again, even if De Bruyne is gone for a while, there's still Gundogan, Grealish. It's just insane how many players they have sitting on the bench. So I never really sympathized with these clubs, to be honest, because I thought these clubs have the players to be able to deal with this kind of situation, but I thought Chelsea are a tad more unfortunate than the rest of the league. So if we look at the league table right now, I think Chelsea is sliding down the table. Now they are 6 points behind the leaders, Man City, and 3 points behind Liverpool. This is a very difficult position to be in, and by looking at Tuchel's expression when Chelsea played Wolves last weekend, I thought this is a man that is in trouble. This is not a man who's as confident as early season. Early season, we could see the swagger in his style, in his demeanor, because he has all the players, all the good players at his disposal, playing very well. But suddenly, to be able to have to contend with playing the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and then Trevor Chalobah in midfield, I thought this is getting uncomfortable for Tuchel. So I'm not completely writing off Chelsea by this point, but if Chelsea don't recover their players as quickly as possible, the trend will continue to persist, I suspect, because judging by their performance at Wolves, they have no creativity. They had to play with Chalobah and Kante in midfield. There is no creativity. These two players are more defensive minded than attacking. So at one point, I saw that Mount was looking at the direction of the bench, completely confused on what he was supposed to do, because he was completely isolated from the midfield line. And after that, after a while, he was instructed to drop a little bit deeper into midfield to create some sort of link between the midfield line and also the forward line, which was a good thing, because in second half when they did that, their performance continued to improve. Their form was in decline and the creativity was lacking. The players were disappearing. This had become an awkward position to be in for Chelsea and Tuchel. For my prediction, I know it's a little bit too early to say this, but I think City will win the league because their squad depth is just ridiculously good. Even Chelsea and Liverpool, they have good squad depth, but still not enough to compete with City, because if De Bruyne is out injured, they still have Bernardo Silva, who is in excellent form right now, Gundogan, who can still replace whoever's injured and still carry the whole team with his goals and assists, and also Foden, Grealish. These are superstars who can still sit on the bench and they still win 4-0. So it's just insane. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy whatever opinion I have just talked about in this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about Chelsea's predicaments and what you think the problem has been for them. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I will keep posting regular updates on the Premier League and also the important big matches that are happening throughout the weekend. So I'll catch you all soon again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.